Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever applies to you at this time. Welcome to the Fresh Bunch podcast. My name is Mike, and I'm here with Joel, the great Mimi Pacheco, Ryan Black, and our superstar, one of my personal flower heroes, guest, is the one and only president of Cow Flowers, on the board of That Flower Feeling, podcaster on Spotify, and now best-selling author,
Woo!
Mr. Lane DeVries.
Woo! Lane. And we have to say
Thank
he's
you,
he's a freshie because he listens.
Yeah, that's awesome. Welcome to the
I listen to most
podcast.
of your shows.
This has been a long-awaited podcast for you to announce the release of your book, right?
Yes.
What would you call the book? Is that an autobiography? What is it?
It's a slightly like a memoir, right?
A memoir.
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's the right way to characterize it. Yes.
A memoir of a man who traveled to another country to get a job working for a big company and wound up owning that company and taking it to levels that no one's ever seen before, and all the journey that took, which is cool. And the name of the book is The Pursuit of Purpose, a 40-year journey of a Dutch flower farmer in America. Can we get some applause for that? It's beautiful. I love that. No?
I have an alternative title based off of like reading it and skimming because I really want it hand, which the release date is soon. But the way
Next Monday.
it's Monday,
Monday the 24th.
just for the holidays, guys.
On Amazon, correct?
Everywhere, probably.
Everywhere?
Correct. Yes.
Can you buy it everywhere or just on Amazon?
We're both
Amazon at this point. Correct.
Okay. And what about my autographed copy? Is that on the way?
It will be forthcoming. Absolutely.
All right.
You got to buy the book first.
Yeah.
I need it for the
We
library.
have to have him have a book signing. But I have an alternative title. It should be Letters from Lane. And the letters are all these amazing letters that you've actually, letters to your employees, letters to companies. Like there's so many letters in the book.
That's true.
And I really love that. I love that because you're so transparent and authentic. So you really get a sense of the type of leader that he was based off of these letters that you read in the book. So
What
that's
about
my
like life in the fast lane?
Yeah.
I like that.
Leave it to Ryan.
I like that. Life in the fast lane.
I also left out Breeder.
No, that's right.
He's also he's
Award-winning breeder.
Yeah.
Award-winning.
Yes. Award-winning breeder of Winter Spirit and other spirit ilexes, right? Winter Spirit is your number one invention, I think.
Spirit, gold spirit. Correct. Yes.
The spirit line. Oh, I thought of another one. Can I have DeVries with that?
Did you hear Ryan? Leading with Lane. I'm all about alliteration. Ryan's more about like taking it to another level.
So I would imagine he chose his title because guys like Lane are always pursuing their purpose. They're always in pursuit of their purpose. And they're always, trying to make it better and trying to come up with new ways and new ideas because of the passion that just oozes out. I know we're going to talk about the book and stuff and the story, but I want to talk just for a second about the first time I met him at his farm. We went there with my sons. We flew out there, took a couple different planes to get out there to Arcata, and we got there and he immediately took us on a tour, and he showed us a lot of stuff that I didn't expect. And the most thing that I loved about him is how connected he was to what he was doing and how he was doing it and who he was doing it with. I thought it was just a great thing.
I think you were the second most famous person in that pickup truck then, because the first would be Martha Stewart, right?
Oh, yeah, right. That's funny. Me and Martha.
You and Martha are
She's
two.
a lousy tipper. That's all I can tell
Riding in
you.
that truck.
She's a lousy tipper. Martha, if you're listening,
You owe Mike.
a couple of dollars would have went a long way.
She used
Back
to
in the
listen,
day.
but when you called her out, she stopped listening. Yeah.
Well, sorry. Anyway, So I've been I've
That
been a fan of Lane since that second.
I
It
think
was
that trip
Flower
is,
Love.
is around when the book started coming into fruition. Around,
Yeah.
or I don't know if that's, but I think that's around the time it started coming into life.
We had that conversation. Yeah.
Is that when? When did
Absolutely.
you start writing the book, Lane?
Actually, I started last October.
Okay,
But
that's
but
fast.
the idea was actually born when you guys visited us in Arcadia 3 years ago. And I'll never forget, we were walking the farm in Willow Creek. And at one point, Ryan, you said to me, Lane, you should write a book. And it's like, okay. And he said, you can write a book just about the Ilex alone. And because I had been explaining the whole Ilex process. And he said, you can write a book about Ilex alone. And so that's really when I started thinking about doing it. And it took this long, it took till last year when I finally started taking up writing. So,
Because you're busy, Lane.
Yeah.
You're always busy.
but a few things going on for
Yeah.
sure.
My story with Lane is at a WOLFSA, I think maybe 14 years ago, I stood up because everybody started asking, how can we bring young people into the WOLFSA? And it was Lane who said, well, let's open it up to everybody. And I stood up and I said, hi, my name is Mimi. I've met every single one of you 4 or 5 times, but you guys, every time you see me, you say, nice to meet you. And Lane immediately came to the Chrysler booth and was like, I'm sorry, young lady. I will never forget your name and nice to meet you. and then after that, we've been friends since.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's
Love it.
it's hard not to feel something with him. It's it's an infectious thing.
For me, it was the Mr. Women's Day. Once you won that award, is when I learned about you and your story and stuff like that. That's when I first got
Mr. Woman's Day.
Marketing
Yeah,
of the year.
that's right.
Yeah, and the pickup truck was a great experience.
That was 2014.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, I've known his name my whole career. I've known the name. I've just never met the person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like it's a lot of people that I've known for like 30, 40 years but never met them
Person.
until like the past 5, 6 years. A lot of my flower heroes have.
They've become your
met.
friends, Mike.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Because Lane's your friend.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking last night.
Absolutely.
He knows when I'm driving home. Gives me the call. It really passes the time of the traffic, I'll tell you. Yeah, last night we were talking about old school pine tree growers that used to sell the little Christmas trees in the pots. And we were talking about what was the guy's name? I couldn't remember the name. And he was like coming up with names. And turns out he was right. He knew where they were and who they are and when they were closed and who's still doing it. So I got some good information last night from Lane.
The best friends are memory chips for me. The ones that can help you jog your memory and, just
Yeah.
shoot around. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't give up. He, like an hour later, he sent me a text. I found it. I got the name. Yeah, it's awesome. So let's get into if that's cool with you guys. Let's get into. You sat down at the computer and you started to finally say, okay, I'm going to write this thing. I'm going to do it. And you sit down and like, what do you think of? Like, how does that even begin? Do you make notes first or you just wing it?
So last year, after the closing of Zen Valley, obviously was very stressful and emotional, and so last year in October, when that was pretty much behind us, I just started putting some thoughts on paper on where to start. For a while, I was actually trying it on my Word and actually speaking it in and figuring, it would write it down for me. But after about an hour, I stopped doing that because as I'm starting to read what I had just said, I honestly couldn't even follow my own thoughts anymore. Like, okay, forget this. We're no longer doing this. So so first I was actually writing it down on a yellow pad, and it's when the ideas just flow. And then I was, transcribed in my Word document. But after a while, I just started typing in Word, and so the prologue was one thing. Actually, the prologue came later. But I started with, my journey, in Holland, my Holland beginnings, how we grew up in the flower business, 4th generation flower farmer. how I came to the United States, and I just started writing down, all my thoughts on things that happened, and then later on I started filling it in with detail, and I honestly didn't even realize it, but I kept a diary for about 20 years, all the way back when I boarded the plane in Amsterdam in 1983, and so I could actually go back to my diary and actually find the exact dates, and so that way I started filling in the details. And so I honestly, I knew I had been writing things down for a while. I didn't realize it was 20 years. It started 3 and it lasted all the way to 2003. And
Wow.
so that was really helpful in getting all the right dates and all that. So
That's cool. That's smart to have that history to go back on.
Yeah.
Well, he's a very meticulous note taker. I remember all the notes and stuff for the farm and how well organized things were. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and he's a numbers guy too. So
Yeah.
he knew the statistics of every one of those varieties that he was breeding, and it's crazy. It's
yeah, so there's a whole chapter in the book called the Spirit Alex journey, which I basically chronicle, how we started and how we ended up with these different varieties. So it's all in there.
so Lane. At what moment first made you realize your life's direction would be tied to flowers and farming? And that relates to your personal journey and background.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in high school, I was actually considering some other professions, but at one point, my dad had been a photographer his whole life, and so in generations. So at a certain point, I decided that I wanted to continue that as well. My brother and sister ended up in law. My other sister, ended up in the medical profession, and I was really the only one that continued the family tradition of growing flowers. So that happened, way back, in high school, and from there on, it just, basically stuck.
So did you realize that at a young age that you were good at it? Like you knew that this was something that you can excel at?
I mean, I've always loved growing flowers, but it's not just growing flowers. I also love, dealing with customers. The whole trade component, the commercial end of it. I like that as well. So it's not just the growing piece, but yeah, growing is definitely something that's been in my blood and has been done by the generations, I suppose. So.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How did leaving Holland at such a young age shape the person you became?
Yeah, I was 23 years old when I boarded the airplane in Amsterdam, and it was, kind of scary in a way, moving to a whole new country, and on the other side of the country, for that matter, it wasn't just the East Coast, it was all on the other coast. And so there was definitely a scary element. But at the same time, it was also exciting, talking about purpose. I mean, I felt, that there was a purpose for me across the ocean. And that, obviously is what ended up happening. But I felt that in my bones, when I left that on that first trip. Yeah.
And you got to the airport. The new boss picked you up at the airport. How did you arrive?
Yeah, I was delayed because of the flight out of Holland had been delayed, and so I had an additional leg. But so I went from Amsterdam to Minneapolis to Seattle, and then finally to Portland. So by the time I got there, it was late in the evening, and the lead hybridizer at Oregon Bull Farms in those days was Eddie McRae, and he actually picked me up and drove me to the company apartment that they had at the farm. And that's where I spent the first couple of nights.
Yeah, that must have been a little bit nerve-wracking and stressful, traveling across the world to start a new page
you think like 23 to me seems old enough, but if I think about it nowadays, like 23 is so young,
Yeah.
Like it's
Why is that so young?
It is young.
To go to a new country and start
you're
out
just
by
out of high
yourself?
school. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's a young age. And I mean, obviously, I know, Mike, you had your kids by the time you were, 26?
No, I think 21 or 22.
Oh, okay. See? Yeah. See? But I know. That's what I'm saying.
Why wait? Get it over with.
I don't agree with that.
Joelle's words today. But I feel like 23 nowadays, if you think about it, there's not. What do you think a 23-year-old is doing nowadays, Mike? Definitely not having kids.
TikTok.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, out of everything that this book kind of goes over, moving to America at 23 seems like one of the easier steps, the easier journeys and parts of your journey that you went through.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to a lot more hurdles that he had to go through in that 40-year journey that he covers in the book.
Yeah.
I want to know, Lane, because I want people to really buy this book and read it, because you do see a lot of not just the type of leader, but I think it inspires. There's
inspiration.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are some guiding principles that Lane has in the book, and there's 10. They're like the Lane commandments.
The 10 Lane commandments, exactly. Yeah.
The Lane commandments. But those 10, do you obviously, this is not just, it was not just on the wall in Sun Valley. Like, this is something that you live your life with all the time. Do you have this written down up in your house or something?
No, we had them all over the farm, that's for sure.
All
and
over
they're
the farm?
obviously stated in the book. But one of the things, and you talked about earlier, we had a farm meeting every month, and in those farm meetings, each farm meeting, I would highlight one of those guiding principles, and I would turn it into a short story or a narrative. And a lot of those are actually in the book. Not all of them, but I put a whole good number of them in the book. And so every time it was like a small story, as an illustration to underscore the need of those guiding principles. And so the back, 40 pages of the book, basically covered those guiding principles.
Yeah, in the book you say you conducted nearly 700 farm meetings. That's a lot of meetings.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. That's.
Well, I mean, if you go back in time, I mean, I started as general manager at Sun Valley before he became one of the owners in 1988, and we had a meeting every month. And so then after Oxnard started, we had a meeting there every month. And then in Canada, when that operation started, we had a meeting there every month. So yeah, you added on up, it was nearly 700 of those meetings. So you kind of get used to them, and it gets easier, so to say.
Do you want to list down the 10 guiding principles?
I want people to buy the book and read them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to give away the whole thing.
I'm getting commission off of the Amazon. That's why.
All right, so give us 3 of the 10 then.
My favorite. Okay, so I'm not going to give them all. I'm going to give you my favorite. And my number one, I feel like if I had to describe Lane, it would be this one. Coincidentally, it's number 10, but always remain humble and gracious. And I think that you live that rule. That's why I said, I feel like Lane lives this in his personal life as well. The other one that I really like is instill opportunities for all. And I think Michael Black is really good at that too. And I mean, this one, just from a business perspective, delight and amaze customers. Guys, if you really are connected with your customers, you're always going to amaze them. You really are. So those are my 3. You want to pick yours?
I mean, there's a lot that we really kind of like use those same principles here. So there's a lot that we definitely relate to. Yeah, I would definitely say I'm personal, and I do appreciate the always remain humble and gracious. I definitely act that same way. Treat tree members with respect. That works right into our core. Obviously, we're very family oriented in that same aspect. And inspire others. Those are my 3.
Mike, you got any favorites?
Yeah, I like number 1. Be the best that you can be. I like that.
All that you can.
I like number 6, to delight and amaze customers. And I like number 7, to foster a team culture. I like them all, really. But those would be my 3 picks. But like for me personally, I feel like I'm right in line with this, like in a lot of ways. Like, and I wasn't always that way either. It's only in the past maybe 8-10 years that I really kind of like got more of these on my list than I would have had. And I think that's because, not because we're wired any differently. I think it's because that like when you're almost drowning, you'll just pull people down next to you, and you don't even realize you did it. You did it because that was where you were. You were just in a bad position. So a lot of times when you're in a bad position, you can't do things on these lists. You have to kind of like
It's easy to make the list. It's harder to actually live by a list.
live by
Well,
it.
and I
Yeah.
think that's why the book is so good, because when you're reading, it's good for somebody to tell you, don't worry, things are going to get better, right?
Right.
And then it's different when you're reading about somebody who made sure and had a good outlook on making sure that things got
Yeah.
better.
Well, that's why he needs to write this book. We needed to write this book because people that are not on track with this list might want to be, and they don't know it, and they need to read all about it.
The
and-
quotes in the book, the amount of great quotes from great
Yeah.
people that we have in this book, but my favorite one, chapter 12, kites rise highest against the wind, not with it. And it's so true. When you're going through shit, for real.
Winston Churchill.
Huh? Oh, Winston
Said Winston
Churchill.
Churchill.
Yep,
Winston Churchill.
When you're going through it, like, it's so easy to just be like, "Ugh, I'm over. Like, it's not going to get better."
Mm-hmm.
And it's not until the gratitude that the moment is over that you realize, "Damn, I was strong."
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Each chapter is cool. Each chapter starts with a different quote from somebody famous or well known within history. Do you know, if I gave you a quote, would you be able to tell me what chapter it's from?
No cheating, Lane.
Not necessary. I mean, so
I bet you he
I'll
does.
tell you what,
I bet
what
you he knows.
happened.
In reading the lives of great men, I found the first victory they won was over themselves. Self-discipline with all of them came first
yes.
by Harry Truman. What chapter?
That's the back pain chapter.
There you go. Back pain
Back
experience.
I knew he knew it. That back pain's real, man. When you're on,
Well,
a lot of it is
Yeah, but
born from stress.
apparently Lane has the secret. He's been doing it since 2007.
Yeah.
He lays on the floor and brings his knees to his chest, right, Lane? And this has alleviated your
Yep.
back pain.
You know what helped me with my back pain?
And then my back was so messed up.
Yeah.
The mind.
My back was so messed up in 2007.
Yeah.
It wasn't even funny. And I've been doing that exercise since 2007.
It was a slip disc or something you had?
Yes. Yeah. You can see the picture in the book.
Yeah.
That disc was all the way out. And
Yeah.
So,
Bulging discs.
yeah.
Yeah.
To tack on to your question or the comment about the flights of the kites flying against the wind, I mean, that is actually a quote from Winston Churchill that I used in 2008 during one of the speeches when we had lost 283 of our team members. And that was a very stressful time. And that speech was held, in the group that was left over. And so to basically rally the troops, and I used that quote in the beginning of that speech. So that's why you found that one, Mimi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciated a lot of the information you wrote about with your struggle against ice and everything like that, especially 2008, 2010. Because fast forward, we're still dealing with that stuff right now. So it was interesting to hear about that as well. That you guys been struggling with that for a long time.
Yeah, that was a moment in history that definitely altered the course of our company. That started 17 years. It definitely changed the course of our company.
It had to. It's something that when you're connected to your people, it's way more than just a business loss. It's in a lot of ways it's a personal loss. It's a loss for the families, for everybody that was connected and fed themselves and their families from Sun Valley. And I think anyone who manages or owns a business or is thinking about doing that can get a lot of wise advice and guidance just by reading someone else's story like this. Because
not only just his story, you could read the letters and the emails that he was giving out to the team and the literal things that they were what they were saying to each other back in that moment, which is a great example of what you could be using to say right now.
And I love when people mix a book about real life stories or history, and then at the same time give you ways to apply things.
Mm-hmm.
And in this book, you know, you go on to explain, okay, Lane, okay, Lane, talking about humility, how do you practice it? And you go in and you explain, like, the number one thing we have, the key to our humility is going to be, we have to our ears to listen. Like, you're putting it into ways that we can actually practice these things. That had to be like the pastor in you, because
So maybe we don't call it a memoir because it also has a little bit of self-help and
it's like a business
education,
book.
business book.
Business, it's a business memoir.
Which one of the forwards?
Oh, you had some great people who wrote forwards. You had my friend Jay Schwanke.
He had the goat. He had Gottlieb.
He had Gottlieb.
Barry Gottlieb.
Yeah.
Let's read it. Let's hear it.
This is far more than a business memoir. It's a moving and masterfully told story about legacy, leadership, and the quiet strength that comes from living a life of purpose. With authenticity and grace, Lane DeVries shares a 40-year journey that mirrors the very nature of flowers he grew, rooted deeply, shared by the seasons, and made beautiful through resilience. From humble beginnings to building the nation's largest flower farm, this book captures not only the evolution of an industry, but the transformation of a life grounded in values, faith, and meaning. Every page reveals insights that extend well beyond agriculture, touching on what it truly means to build something that matters and to lead with heart. If you're looking for inspiration, wisdom, and a genuine reminder that purpose often grows through adversity, you'll find it here.
Damn, that's so perfect. Barry
really good.
hit that one.
Yeah.
He's written a few books himself.
I know.
Well, he knows the value of a good dedication and a good...
The forward, yeah. Yeah, we have Charlie Hall. We have Deborah
Barry did a
Princey,
beautiful job.
Renee Van Rems, Jay Schwanke, Jim McCann. I mean, this is great. It's just, and I love that.
Let's
the
hear Jim
dedication.
McCann's.
Okay.
We heard from a grower and a importer and a...
Jim is the founder and chairman of 1-800-Flowers. So, as someone who has witnessed Lane DeVries' extraordinary journey firsthand and partnered with Sun Valley to bring millions of flowers to customers across America, I can say there is no one better equipped to tell the true story of purpose, perseverance, and innovation in our industry. The pursuit of purpose is not just a memoir. It's a master class in leadership, resilience, and the kind of values that every entrepreneur, dreamer, and business leader should aspire to embrace.
Perfect.
That's a good one, too.
Very good.
So this is just step one. Step two is then the ebook where he speaks it.
Yeah, all those.
Then step three is the TED Talks when he goes on tour and presents this on stage.
Then we have the marketing campaign, Ryan,
right.
that we're hired for
book
already.
Tour. Of course, got to do the book tour.
We're gonna start with we have some tattoos that have quotes with the tulip that you see every page. I love the tulip. I love the tulip. I love the tulip on the pages. We got to get with a good marketing campaign for this book. Since Ryan and I are making commission off of it.
Let's do it.
Terrible.
Lane, what was the hardest chapter to write?
That's a good question. What was the hard? You mean, I think it basically all flowed just very well by itself. I mean, it wasn't really. I mean, the memories of the 2008 immigration disaster were painful to bring those memories back. But in terms of writing, though, I mean, it all pretty much it just came out.
Yeah.
I mean, there really wasn't a point where like, okay, what do I say anymore? I never had the quote unquote writer's cramp. I mean, it just flowed. It just happened.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, the history's there. Yeah, absolutely. And to tell the story, it's a good like, it's not like a crazy, like long read either. The chapters are pretty quick and it reads very fast and cohesive, which I really appreciated too.
Thank you.
Also, I forgot to mention, I also liked, did you guys catch the 4 levels of customer satisfaction that he mentions in his book? Which are to meet expectations, exceed expectations, to delight, and amaze.
Those are lessons that Barry Gottlieb has been, preaching for a long time, and so we picked that up, when we first encountered Barry way back in 2009, and that became because it used to be that particular guiding principle just to be just meeting customers' expectations, and we kind of enhanced it, after learning from Barry, and we just kind of beefed it up, so to say.
So you sat down and you say that it just, the story just flowed. So you would sit down for how many hours, and would this be on a nightly basis, a daily basis? Would you do it on weekends? Like how did you?
Yeah, since October. So sure,
Yeah.
it's pretty fast.
So originally, it was basically evenings and weekends. But then in December and January, I went through my 38 radiation treatments. So I basically took off work because I was doing consulting work for Continental, and for about 2 months, I told them, like, I'm just gonna focus on my health. And so during those 2 months, December and January, I went to a radiation every morning at 8:45 in the morning. And so the rest of the day, I spent a lot of time writing in those 2 months. And so that's when I started with 12 hours in mid-February. At that point, it basically became weekends and evenings, and Saturdays and Sundays. But by April, the guts of the book were pretty much done. And after that, it was just a matter of, making additions, making, a certain piece that, didn't quite have all the right information. I just went back to some of my old notes. But again, by April, it was pretty much done. And by June, at that point, I started gathering the endorsements, from the different folks that are in the front of the book.
Yep.
And it's, so it's,
Awesome. Was there a long process as far as like getting like an agent or a book deal or anything like that, or is this all self-published?
I talked to Amy Stewart, who's obviously a well-known author who wrote Flower Confidential, and so she encouraged me to read a couple of books on the business of those books, and I kind of went through the whole process, and finding an agent and finding a publisher and all that. Like, you know what, I don't want to go through that, and that would have been a process that would have taken 2 years or 2.5 years, and that's why I decided to just self-publish this. And just I went to the Reedsy platform. Reedsy is a platform for authors. I found a copy editor who went through the book and made sure that there are no spelling errors in the book, and then I went to a book designer and a typesetter, and I picked one of those out of the Reedsy platform as well.
Nice.
And he basically made the book the way it looks right now.
He laid out the pages.
What you have there is, actually no, you get the PDF, so you already have the what the book designer put together, but he's really the one that turned this into a book. He did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's clean. It looks really good. Absolutely.
I think it's cool that you can recall all this stuff and you had records of all this stuff. Because if I look back, I don't have anything.
You have video of 20 years. Your stuff has been recorded for 20 years, basically.
Yeah, but I don't have anything.
I mean, that's as far as we got. I don't know about home movies.
I saw Mike logging into his American Airlines yesterday, like to tell me what time he was flying out. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we can go back and see how many like logged hours he's been flying. How many? We could probably do it, Mike. We could totally go back and sit down and put down your memoir, because you got some great stories too. I'd buy the Michael Black book.
We've been collecting your Mike-isms.
I just think it's
your
incredible
little
that he
one-liners.
has all those pictures. He's
Oh, by the
X-ray
way.
from his spine.
I like the mustache. I never seen young Lane before. You with Martha Stewart with the mustache. That was a good look.
And a full set of hair too.
I saw that
said this
picture
before, but in 2007 or 2008, I had a full set of hair. During the immigration issue in 2008, over a period of about 12 months, I pretty much lost most of my hair. And that period was so stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Yeah. Wow.
That's why I always wear a hat.
Now we know. Do you miss the mustache? Your lips get cold?
Now we know. This is what it looks like.
Okay.
No, he does look like a dapper young man in in that picture.
That plus the pickup truck.
Yeah.
That was a good combo.
The pickup truck, if people don't know about it, what year is that, Lane? The pickup truck? 70?
1997. I bought it actually in 96. So this coming year, it will be 30 years.
Wow.
And I'm at 494,000 miles. So.
What?
Yeah. It's a standard shift.
Joel-
and on the
Joel can't
license
even
plate, it
comprehend
says
that.
Woman's Day.
Dude, my car lasted 10 years and it exploded. I'll be.
Well, you probably didn't do anything to the engine. This guy's probably got to hit it with something before he starts it. He's got all...
No, it purrs like a kitten, that truck.
No, it's still the same engine. Still the same engine. I actually, last year is the first time we had to replace the transmission. So
Wow.
for the first time. Yeah.
That's okay.
That also says something about
Sounds
like
been
his
good to me.
dedication
That's
and
been
how
good to me.
like
Also, it says something about his dedication
Yeah.
and how he says in the book he keep things clean,
Right,
take care of things.
exactly.
But also, we have to talk about how things were made back then, because my grandmother still has a refrigerator from 1950 whatever, and that thing is still working and it's perfect. I mean, like, when you take care of certain things, they'll last, but it's also the way they were made. Nowadays, things are made to like break in a couple months, and for you to forget about it and say it's okay, I'm going to buy another one. So, not you personally.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. I'm honestly thinking like, could
Absolutely.
you even plug a refrigerator that old in nowadays, or like to be like a converter?
Well, my grandmother's house is old. My house is from 1950.
I mean, that particular truck, it was a 7.3 liter engine. I mean, you still see a lot of those trucks driving all over the place. Those trucks are almost indestructible.
What market? Like, what kind of car is it?
Ford.
A Ford?
Yeah.
It's a Ford. It's a Ford F-250.
Oh wow.
I had one of
But
those.
there was a period of about 7 years with the 7.3 liter engine, which are international engines, diesel engines, and they're just indestructible.
Yesterday, I went to Publix and I saw the new Volkswagen,
Yes.
Mike,
The
driving
Buzz?
around the bus. And
I'm waiting for New Year's Eve.
Why?
I'm going to get one.
Oh yeah, is that the plan?
And it's going to get wrapped up, and it's going to be, it's already in the works. I've already talked to a couple dealers. I already set the,
What are you gonna wrap it with?
hippie stuff. You're going to do it, not me.
You don't want to like keep it looking cool and modern?
I think
No.
we should keep it cool
No.
and modern.
It's going to look like a modern hippie bus, period. Yeah, for sure. I had one of those pickup trucks, Lane. I
know
don't remember
what?
the year. Maybe it was and it wasn't a diesel. It was a gas. But I bought it because I needed a vehicle that could help me with my pumpkin business. I had a, yeah.
You don't know about his pumpkin business?
Yeah, this will be in my book. So I used to go out to Riverhead, Long Island, and there was a farmer out there. His name was Mr. Reeves, and he grew pumpkins for the state fair, for the competition. So he would grow hundreds and hundreds of these giant pumpkin varieties all over his land. And unless it was the biggest, most perfect specimen, he didn't give a crap about any other ones. He didn't care about them. But I would go out there and I would buy 5 or 6 of them from him, of the weirdest looking
The freaks.
freaks. Deformed pumpkins with warts all over it and all kinds of character. And I would take it down to Madison Avenue and I would sell them to the boutiques to put in their windows. And I used to charge $100 for the pumpkin and $100 to bring it inside.
How big were these pumpkins?
Huge, the size of this table.
Oh, okay.
Huge.
That
It
makes
took 4 guys
Oh
with
my
a
God.
burlap, big sheet of burlap.
Wait, was this Reeves Farms in Baldensville? Is that where it was?
It was out in Riverhead, out east in Long Island.
It's been there since the 1800s.
See, he's still around.
Yeah, it's
Well-
been growing and producing since the 1800s. It's-
Pumpkins?
Yes, pumpkins.
I can't imagine they're still there.
You know,
This is 40 years ago,
that's crazy.
35 years ago.
Little Mikey's pumpkin patch.
Well, if you're listening out here, Mr. Reeves, I don't think, no.
It can't be that one?
There must be his sons. It can't be him.
Well, I don't know. It says Reeves pumpkins
Okay.
grown over there. Okay, well,
Mr. Reeves grew for the state fair, and he would sell me anyone I wanted for $15, $20, and he would have some guys help me put it in the truck, and I would bring it, and that was a good business for me.
Was this a side hustle
It
while
was
you
a
were working
side
on
hustle.
28th Street?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I would finish on 28th Street most days, like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And then you
The many
have-
jobs
but
of
had the
Michael
rest of the
Black.
day.
Remember,
Yeah.
he also
I've never
in
heard the pumpkin patch
the,
story.
The
Yeah, yeah.
stadium,
I've heard a lot of other
the
ones.
stadiums.
No,
Remember,
no.
he used to sell the beer in the
Yeah.
stadium. We have to think of all of them.
Yeah.
I did work in Madison Square Garden for a while.
You were the beer here guy.
Most people can't do it right.
We know
here.
you did it wrong. We remember that story.
He worked there?
Remember, he put his drinks down and he turned the other guy, and then he looked back and all his cups were gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was my last day. They fired me.
That happens.
Lane, what kind of odd job did you have besides your? You had to have another job besides the
What was your side hustle?
One of the early chapters in the book, it talks about when I started at Oregon Ball Farms in Oregon. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they were done, and we all had to go home. Well, I just came from Holland. I'm used to working long days, and it's like, what am I going to do at 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Exactly.
So I tried to find work with some other growers, and nobody was interested in having some Dutch kid to help out in the weekends because they weren't working in the weekends either. So at one point, driving around in that area where I was living in Gresham, I noticed some willow trees in people's yards. And so I went to knock on the door and said, I'll prune your willow tree. And said, oh, this is great. So I took all the pussy willow branches and I took them home to the place where I was living, was Mrs. Suminski, and I put them in the basement. And then every night I would take a whole bundle of them. I would put them in front of the fireplace. And I would just take all the skins of the pussy willows off and to turn them into these beautiful branches like I was used in Holland. We used to do that in Holland. We would all sit around the fireplace in the evenings and would peel these pussy willow skins off. And so then I took these pussy willows to the local wholesale market in Portland. And that's where I sold them on Saturdays.
wow.
And or Friday mornings before I went back to work at but then after a couple of times, these wholesalers, they didn't want to pay me for another 30 days, and I want to get paid right away. So then I took the phone book, the yellow page, and I took all the florists in Portland, created the map, and put down on a map where all those florists were. And then the next Saturday, I went back to Portland, and I just started selling those pussy willows to the florists. So that's all in the second chapter of the book. Yeah. So there's the side hustle you're asking about.
Mm-hmm. I like it. That's a good side hustle. That's smart. Forage. That's what Casey wants to do. Casey wants to forage.
So they used to, on 28th Street, I don't know, did you know Ben Fisher, Lane? He was partners with Gary Page.
Yes.
So Ben was a forager. That's what he did.
Right.
And he used to tell me a story about he would go to like these big estates in New Jersey, and he would offer to trim their lilacs for free if he could take the flowers. And they would say, sure, go right ahead. And then he would not only do that, but he would also fertilize. So when he came back next year, he had a better yield. He had a better harvest. And I remember he was telling me those stories of how he used to go into the woods and just look for stuff and bring them to 28th Street and turn them into money.
Smart.
Yeah. Now we work with Daryl. Daryl is our forager now. He brings stuff down from
Carolinas.
No, he's up in I believe he's in Tennessee. Anyway, he goes out. He's got all kinds of stuff that he finds and forages, and he brings it down here to Miami. He also sells a lot up in North New Jersey and New York, but you never know what he's going to come here with this truck. He's got all kinds of crazy stuff for
I
us.
like that. He's like the ice cream truck then.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Bales of hay. I used to sell bales of hay, corn stalks, all that stuff to decorate your window. I would put it all in the back of the truck and sell all that stuff.
That's pretty smart.
So before we wrap up,
Yeah.
is there a story or a lesson that you wish that you added to the book, but you didn't?
That is a good question. I mean, now the book is done. Thoughts keep going back in my head. It's like, oh, I could have mentioned this or I could have mentioned that. And not necessarily lessons, but there are definitely a lot of other things that happened. But at a certain point, I wanted to keep the story as a theme, and so by going too many sideways from that theme, my fear was that it would start getting confusing, and so I kind of stuck with the through line, so to say. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more I could have written, and who knows, there may be a next one somewhere down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly
2.0.
where I was going. I was going to say it's going to be Letters from Lane.
Let's do a second one.
I have a question before we wind up, and there's so much to talk about in the book, but I think it's best that people read it for themselves. But what is your one thing that you would like for those who read your book to take away?
Good question, Mike.
The back pages of the book actually have quotes from presidents, sports coaches, and the like. And there's a few reflections of my own in among those pages. And so, in light of the question about what one of the life lessons learned, there's actually one quote I like to quote here. In our journey of life, we will see sunny days, and we will travel through green pastures. But inevitably, at some point, we will all encounter that dark valley. When hope becomes elusive, it is tempting to abandon the journey and sit down in despair. With determination and faith, we shall continue the journey. The light of the world will shine on those who believe. The valley will ultimately prove to be beautiful and lush. Have hope, faith, and an unwavering determination to succeed, and good things will happen.
Great answer. Really good.
And I definitely feel like you'll get that from this book. There's a lot of lessons. There's a lot of personal stories. There's also a good amount of faith mixed in, because obviously you do your sermons and you do bring that side of the authorship with you. So there's a lot. It's jam packed. So definitely get yourselves a copy. We will be giving away. Do we say 10? Is that what we're good? Are we okay with that? Yep. 10 based on because there's 10 guiding principles. So we'll give away 10 copies of Lane's new book, Pursuit of Purpose, to the first 10 people who email the podcast. That's how we should do it, right? Yeah.
I think they should also let us know on social.
Well, where on social? We haven't posted anything yet.
Well, we're going to post it now saying available Monday on Amazon. Can you pre-order? Can you pre-order on Amazon? Or you have to wait?
You can pre-order the ebook because the release date there is December 1. But the paperback is going up on Monday the 24th. And with Amazon, you can't pre-order paperbacks. You can only pre-order ebooks.
Okay, so Monday we need to post
Those are the rules of the Amazon game.
Are you a Kindle guy, digital ebook, or are you physical book only?
Yep, Monday is up.
Okay. All right, perfect. So then, on Monday,
it's an ebook as well. Yeah.
Perfect. On Monday, we will post it, and we will make sure you either comment on there or you email mimi@jetfreshflowers.com to claim your free copy of Lane's brand new book.
The first 10 to get my email will get a copy, and if not, we'll see what else happens. Maybe we'll do another giveaway.
I think it would be fair though if people that get the freak book that they write a review.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
When they're done.
You need to share it, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is
Spread the
that
word.
on Amazon, it won't be a verified review unless that person buys it on Amazon. So you have to but that's fine. I will review the book. I will review the book 10
loophole
times.
it. There we go.
But if they send you the reviews, you could post it, right?
Yeah, but it will come under my Amazon account. So we have, unless we all buy it on different Amazon accounts.
Okay.
That's also a
That's
secret.
what we'll do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have some available in the front in the living room.
Oh, yeah, we should. That's
People
a good idea.
walk-ins can pick it up.
Yeah, Lane, you should see in the new spot, we have like this customer
There you
living
go.
room area, which is like your grandma's living room. And we have like
Okay.
books and all kinds of stuff for people to read.
It's almost corner.
Yeah.
But you have to come, Lane. We're gonna you have to now that you're one of the first to walk before we moved in, and now I can't wait for you to see it because it's totally different. Totally different.
Just make us a stop on the book tour.
He's coming on WFSA, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Miami.
There you go.
We'll have a live signing table.
Oh, Woofsa is coming up soon.
Oh, it's in a couple of months.
Okay.
Hey, excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Lane. It's our pleasure to help spread the word on this exciting book. We're very excited to get our physical copies.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure everybody goes out and buys it. Support Lane.
It's perfect for the holidays.
It's a great holiday gift.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. And I think people that owners, managers, people that are just starting out in the flower industry and they like it and they think that they have, that's going to be their career path. It's I haven't read the whole book, but it's
a good motivation.
It's a great motivation. Yeah. Great motivation. And it's like a guiding, it's like a guide almost, a lot of the stories that Lane that has told people is once you experience things, you have a different way of looking at it and a better way to advise on it.
And you have gratitude of all the things that you've I'm assuming, Lane, you're reading this book and you're finally over, the stress of putting it together. But it's also great to look back at your life and see how many things that you've done or what's impactful. The fact that you had a diary, that's another great thing because I have like 500 diaries that I started and I never finished. I mean, every January I start with, I'm going to write down something every single day. And by March, it's like, I'm tired.
March is pretty far into the year. Most people don't make it out of January.
No, I always
I've
make
had
it
one
past
since 2014.
January.
You have a diary?
Yeah.
You call it a diary?
No.
Oh,
What do you call it? Your journal?
A notebook.
Notebook. Okay.
I write it around like the 5th of December every year.
What do you write?
Pretty much what happened throughout the year and then like
Like a year
what
in
you want to
review?
change?
what I want to happen in
Yeah.
the next year.
Yeah.
Interesting. Has any of
And
it
then a
come
list of
true?
goals. This year I think I've accomplished everything this year.
Interesting. What's one thing that was on the list?
A new car.
Oh,
I got that.
nice.
Yeah, nice.
I was talking
A
to
new car.
I was
It got
talking
ripped
to,
off, but it was
I was talking to our friend Lori Wilson, and she was telling me, we were just talking, and I said, no, Lori, I need to make a better vision board. I need to focus myself and make better goals. And she goes, how about you make a bingo card for the year? And all those things that happen, you get to
I
punch
tried
them out.
that.
And
That
I love
doesn't
that
work.
idea
For me, it didn't
because
work.
for me, I mean, that's true. Like you don't really realize what you can accomplish in a year until the year has passed, and you look back at it. But if they do the bingo card and it's happening live, it's
Yeah.
like super fun. So I think I'm going to do a bingo card this
Would that
year.
be manifesting it, or is that kind of
Yes.
manifesting it?
No,
It's part of manifestation.
Because don't you have to like say it happened already versus a bingo card?
Lane, are you going to make a bingo card or what's it called?
Dream
a vision
board?
board? A vision board? Goals?
I,
The goals will be the next book.
oh, there you go. Yeah.
I would love to see my dad's vision board. Can you make a vision board for us, just for fun?
No.
We'll give you some magazines and some scissors.
Is that what you get like the whole bunch
Mike
of-
is very
Yeah.
creative.
I know he's
I
creative.
think
I'm not
he's
saying it
gonna
would be
do a
good. I
great
just want to
job.
see what's on it.
No,
No? Okay.
not
I think
me.
it's better if you
Lane,
write
you
it
should
down.
see we all have these green bracelets that Mike gave us, everybody, and
Malachite.
and it's to help relieve our stress. But it's fun because now I look at everybody and everybody does different things,
And
like,
they're jet fresh color.
and everyone's like,
You're wearing it on the wrong hand. That means you're taking in stress.
that's the problem. Then
You're not.
I,
now you're
I
giving
do
stress.
this.
Now
I,
you're giving stress.
I do this all the time
Well, then why is the wedding ring on that side?
because it's close,
Taking in stress.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's close to your heart.
Uh,
That's why I put my voice there, because it's close to your heart, your left hand. You see all the fun we have here at Jeff Fresh.
So then we really appreciate your time, and
I can't wait to come visit you guys.
we're looking forward to it also. You've been a great friend. You've been a great spirit. You've been just all around great. And like I said,
thank
you are one of my flower heroes, and there's not a long list of them. And
Well, thank you, Mike.
I'm very
I appreciate that.
yeah, man, and I'm always one of your biggest fans, and I'm definitely honored to be your friend. And thank you very much for all of this.
Well, thank you. Thank you for those kind words, and thank you for putting this together. And I hope to see you guys soon in March. Yeah,
You will.
it's going to be here soon. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen out there listening, please, on Monday, get on Amazon, The Pursuit of Purpose, a 40-year journey of a Dutch flower farmer in America by Lane DeVries. It's a good read for you to have, and it's great for the holiday time. You can read it and then give it to somebody else to read,
And it's good to support our industry and our peers.
exactly. So Monday, you will be reminded on our social media, don't worry. Lane, thank you for being here. Joel, Mimi, Ryan, I'm Mike. Until next week,
Thank you.
have a good one.